Comic books are, the stories in comics are told with what are called panels. The action occurs inside these boxes, which are called panels. And historically they've been arranged by artists like window pane style. So these are two panels side by side, and the industry standard for calling this space in between is called a gutter. And what happens in these panels is the action of a comic. You know, you'll have a word balloon here, you'll have a word balloon here, you'll have a character here, you'll have a character here. Shazam, you've got a comic, right? Okay, with Doodle Comics, let's just take it, develop this into a work of art that has comics as part of it, but let's work on the design and just let's have fun with the shapes I've already got here. And as you've known from watching some of these other videos, one thing I like to do is just repeat shapes. So I can just cut outside the box here and I'll just work on this shape for a little bit. And I can even repeat some of this rolly quality, and I can even maybe cut into the other panel and work with it like that. So I'm just having fun with this line, but I think I'm getting a much more interesting work of art. And by doing this, I'm actually tying these two panels together. I'm making one big shape. You know, it starts kind of angular here, round here, bumpy here, and contained within it is my two panels. And I can still go in here and reinforce the fact that there are two panels, but I'm just adding a bunch of stuff to it. This is kind of decorative or designy shit, but it's also interesting art stuff. So one thing I like to do, as you know, is like whiskers and dots, and to another thing to tie it all together, I'll put similar whiskers and dots over here. Why whiskers and dots? Because I like it, I get a kick out of it. Okay, no one's really saying anything in this panel yet, in this series of panels. So here, let me just add some dark and light here. So we don't need them to say anything in particular. They're going to speak the languages of lines and shapes. So here, I'll just make another squiggle, some lines. Okay, so there's another doodle inside that word balloon. And I'll do the same thing here. It'll be another shape. So they're speaking the language of shapes and lines. So I'll just continue to develop this as a line drawing. I'll make some, these horizontal stripes will give it the appearance of shading. You know, your eye will read these lines as kind of a gray. See? Okay. Oops. And I'll just add some random spots here, here. Okay, so I've still got a two-panel comic strip, but all kinds of stuff is happening now. These doodle marks have really activated this whole space here. I still got these two guys. They're still talking. One says this, one says this, but I've got all this other stuff growing all around it. Typically, a comic strip might have a title. In place of a title, I can make something that looks like words, like I can put some blocky shapes. This will serve the function graphically as a title. This is where a title would normally go. I'll just put some shapes that kind of look like letters, but they don't really say anything in particular. And instead of a signature here, I'll just put some sort of doodle squiggle. So there you have it. You have a two-paneled doodle comic strip. Hope you enjoyed that.